Now a story you'll only see here on 3, a warning for the seniors in our community. Congresswoman Susie Lee, Metro Police, and some others shedding light on fraud and scams targeting the vulnerable. News 3 was the only station invited to a roundtable discussion on how to address this problem. Brett Forrest joins us live from the Las Vegas Community Center. And Brett, you have some pretty big takeaways for our local seniors.
Yeah, Jim, listen to this. A report from the FBI last year revealed that Nevada seniors lost over $38.5 million through scams and fraud. So what these seniors were learning today with that roundtable from Congresswoman Susie Lee and what we're sharing with you now are ways to recognize, avoid these scams, hopefully protect both your identity and your bank account.
Nevada, sadly, reports the highest amount of fraud victims per capita in the nation.
Nevada seniors are targets of scams and fraud going after their bank accounts, personal information, and identities.
I fell prey to one that came up on my computer that said, "We're billing your account for the renewal," and I thought, I do business with this company. I called, I almost lost $3,000.
According to the latest census data, about 17% of Nevadans are 65 years and older. That equates to hundreds of thousands of seniors living in Clark County.
Be very careful on the computer, on the internet. I get a lot of spam emails. I just delete those.
Representative Susie Lee says because of the prevalence of these scams in Nevada, she wanted to hold Thursday's roundtable to help protect the seniors.
It's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. Many of these scams are being originate from out of the country, so it's hard to track down.
Here are some of the top scams seniors are being warned about. Scam calls and texts asking for financial or personal information, sometimes pretending to be from a loved one, like a grandchild. Or a specific example given at the roundtable regarding door-to-door salespeople, sometimes selling solar panels that can double or triple monthly energy payments.
Never give information over the phone, at your doorstep. Never provide information from someone's unsolicited. Understand that the IRS or the Social Security Administration or Medicare, they are never going to threaten you with jail time.
Another scam that surprised many seniors involves funeral homes, pressuring people to get prepaid funeral packages, only to have that business shut down and then refuse to issue refunds.
Searching reputable funeral homes, checking with family and friends about ones that they have had good experiences with. You can use alternatives like life insurance payouts or payable upon death accounts are available, and those are just ways to protect yourself against any funeral scams.
Now, there are plenty of Medicare, Medicaid scams brought up as well. So the best thing you can do or a loved one can do is have a healthy dose of skepticism. If you get an unsolicited call, text, email, knock on your door, make sure that you hang up. Call a friend, a family member, a trusted friend, family member. Verify that these people are who they say they are before you commit any information to them. And if you are a victim of scam or fraud, police and the Attorney General's office urge you and encourage you to file a report so that they can investigate and make sure that it doesn't happen to anyone else. Reporting live in downtown Las Vegas, I'm Brett Forrest, News 3.
Yeah, it's sad that what makes them targets is it was a more trusting generation, and you hate to see that have to go away. But great advice there, Brett, to help people protect themselves out there. Thank you. Today, local businesses in the wedding industry had a meeting to talk about how to improve the wedding experience here in Las Vegas. Of course, one of the things we're known for, participants learned how to enhance their businesses for upcoming brides and grooms. News 3's Kalia Patterson tells us what newlyweds can look forward to.
Las Vegas is the #1 place to say I do.
Everyone can relate to when they wanted to run away and escape and elope and get married in a romantic setting. Las Vegas has been one of the most popular spots in the world.
And local businesses in the wedding industry and county officials talked about maintaining this status.
People still fall in love during a pandemic. They still fall in love during a housing crisis. They still fall in love during a terrorist attack and anything else that the town has gone through. We're still finding that people still want to come and still want to get married, and they still want Vegas to to be the place where they do it.
Throughout the years, there have been some changes, but Vegas being the most favorable destination remains the same.
We're seeing more and more and more of very large weddings.
So we're doing weddings at EDC. We're trying to do weddings with Formula One. We're trying to do weddings at these new venues and really bring that experience and combine everything that Vegas has to offer.
The industry brings in tons of money for the state, and nearly 80,000 wedding licenses were given in 2022. That's the highest the state has seen since 2016.
The wedding industry is about $2.1 billion a year. So you figure 1 in every 25 people that comes to Las Vegas is either here to get married, to come to a wedding, or to do something wedding related.
And this year, Vegas is on track to do it all over again.
When they get married in Las Vegas, they never forget where they got married.
The Supreme Court striking down affirmative action programs at the University of North Carolina and Harvard. That was the specific ruling today, but it'll be applied to colleges across the country. The court ruled that both programs violated the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution and therefore are unlawful. It's a major victory for conservative activists, ending the consideration of race in the admissions process. Tonight, News 3's Tiffany Lane interviews a Las Vegas native at one of the universities centered around this decision this morning.
John Cook is a Las Vegas native and Rancho High School graduate. For the last few months, he served as student body co-president at Harvard University. With the Supreme Court striking down affirmative action programs, he says the fight for diversity and inclusion is not over.
We're going to continue to break barriers, we're going to continue to be excellent, and we're going to continue to show that we deserve a space at these universities.
Cook says he was nervous stepping foot onto Harvard University in the fall of 2021. But he says having students he could relate to was helpful. He says the Supreme Court's ruling Thursday is detrimental to students across the country, saying everyone who applies should have an opportunity.
All minority groups benefit from affirmative action. All minority groups. Not just Black students, not just Latino students, but Asian students as well. We all benefit, and it makes all of our spaces more diverse and makes it so we'll have a community when we get to these spaces. And now to the question of general merit, everyone who goes to these universities deserves to be there.
Cook saying the ruling Thursday doesn't make sense. While it affects affirmative action, he says that it doesn't affect legacy admissions.
Legacy admissions, people who are admitted in the classes of 60, classes of 40, classes of even before that, there is no way that an African American student could benefit from being a legacy in that time period because it wasn't allowed for us to even be in that space. And so while they benefit from having a racial advantage of getting in at that time, we cannot benefit from having a racial disadvantage in our modern time.
In a statement, Harvard's president-elect assured that it will keep its values of a diverse community while following the Supreme Court's ruling.
Just click below and subscribe to News 3. You'll get more stories that affect your community.